And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike 510 with my good friend and co-host Cam, aka Noticed_Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So let's get down to talking about some sports. We're going to kick it off with the NFL. The big news in the NFL is 49ers star wide receiver Deebo Samuel has requested a trade. Cam, what do you think about this?
I'd say stupid on San Francisco's part because, obviously you should pay the guy. I mean, he's the only thing keeping your guys' team in somewhat contact and, formidable a little bit. But, some say not, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But in this situation, I think they just took a major L. And, that's crazy that he's going to not be there no more. I would, as a 49ers fan, I would be pretty upset.
I would have to agree. I understand why he would probably want to get traded because he wants to get paid. And due to the Jaguars' stupidity of paying Christian Kirk $72 million and all these star receivers want money, I can understand why he'd be like, look, if you're not going to pay me, just trade me. And apparently he was upset that they used him as like a wide receiver, running back, quarterback hybrid thing. And he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to be a receiver. But I don't know. Potential landing spots. I know the Chiefs. I almost said the Chiefs, but I heard they weren't pursuing him. Texans, I heard, were pursuing him. That would be pretty good, but he'd probably still be on a crappy team. Jets, maybe. He liked the tweet with him in a Dallas uniform, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really know where I could actually see him going.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it for football besides A.J. Brown had a cryptic tweet, but we see these a lot. He said, I'm a diva and a bad teammate all of a sudden. Lol, okay. Do you do what you have to do, and then so will I. Titans can't afford to lose him.
No, they need him. Yeah, they definitely need him.
All right, so now let's talk about the NBA playoffs. They're just started last week. Let's see what we got in the series. Right now, I'm watching the Brooklyn and Boston game. They're currently tied 92-92 at the time of this recording. Cam, have you been watching the playoffs?
I have been watching the playoffs.
All right. So let's see. Some series to note. We got the Jazz are up 1-0 over the – actually, no, it's 1-1 now with Jalen Brunson dropping 41 points the other night.
Woo!
Spencer Dinwiddie and Maxi Kleber or Kleber, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce his name. They really stepped up because Luka Doncic is hurt. They lost game one, but they came back in game two. Series tied 1-1. The Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. John Morant apparently is hurt. I'm not entirely sure, but they are tied with the Grizzlies 1-1 after the Grizzlies beat them in game one the Timberwolves beat them in game one and the Grizzlies beat them in game two. Heat and the Hawks are going about as you would expect, 2-0 Heat. Pelicans and the Suns. This is going a little bit better than I expected. I thought the Pelicans were going to get swept, but Devin Booker got hurt. And plus, with Scott Foster and Chris Paul's history, Scott Foster is 13-0 against Chris Paul.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's 14.
14, my bad. But still, he's undefeated, or Chris Paul is on a losing record with him refereeing the game, officiating. Nuggets and the Warriors. This is an interesting series. 2-0 Warriors right now, doing about what I expected.
Yeah, pretty much.
Raptors and 76ers, this is going about as what expected. Right now, the Raptors are winning the game by 10 points, 56-46 in Toronto, which is what a lot of people were expecting because of the whole vaccine mandate and that they don't have Matisse Thybulle, the Sixers.
Yeah.
The Celtics and Nets series, this was a very interesting game. I'm gonna have to change something on the top 10 plays because I just realized this one play. But yeah, the buzzer beater that Jason Tatum had. I was so mad. I was done eating Easter dinner, and I was trying so hard not to be like, swearing because I'm not a Boston Celtics fan. I've said this before. I'm not a Boston Celtics fan, so I'm really rooting for Brooklyn to win this series. But that was a crazy game. Bucks and Bulls also. That's pretty much going as you'd expect. Game 2 later tonight.
Yes, we'll be watching that probably.
And I think that pretty much covers all the NBA playoffs. Oh, there's one thing that was kind of controversial. Miles Bridges in the play-in tournament game, he threw his mouth guard because he was upset about a technical foul, and he threw his mouth guard at a little girl.
Sidestep layup blocked from behind, but a foul. And they're going to count the goal. They're going to say a goaltend. But that's leadership. Oh, he just got teed up. You got to be careful, and just got thrown out. Multiple technicals, automatic ejection. Bridges' frustration. They need to get him away. Bridges, who's one of the candidates, a fan giving him some stuff as well.
I mean, that's kind of disgusting because obviously that just came out of your mouth. So
yeah, and that's really
like that.
You piece of crap.
So yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, but Charlotte definitely deserves better. They need to get a better big man. They only have Montrezl Harrell as their only big, and Mason Plumlee, but he sucks.
Oh my goodness, don't get me started on Plumlee, dude. Blech.
All right, now let's talk about the MLB.
Now we have a good amount of news. MLB always coming in clutch for filling in the void of the episode, at times. So some interesting stuff. Corey Seager became only the third person ever since 1969 to be intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
If I understand what just happened, an intentional walk granted to Seager with the bases loaded. That is Barry Bonds treatment.
Are you sure that? I wasn't watching.
Yeah. Joe came out, talked to his pitcher, pointed to first, and Seager granted first base. An intentional walk with the bases loaded brings in a run. It's 4-2. The base is still loaded now for Mitch Garver. That is amazing.
Why would you do this? I mean, I get it, Angels. You guys got some bad pictures, but really? How the heck? I don't know. What do you think, Mike? Do you think that's a bad idea, a good idea to walk somebody with bases loaded?
That is a terrible idea. That's when you got to try your best to strike them out. Whoever did that, you are stupid. I mean, that cost them the game.
Yes, it did. In other news, I'd also like to say that Miggy Cabrera is close on his 3,000 hits. He just hit 2 hours ago. It says he just hit his 2,997th.
Slowly to third. On the charge, LeMahieu. No play. An infield single from Miguel Cabrera to get to within 3 of 3,000.
He's about to make history, so that's going to be crazy. Let's see what else. Randy Arozarena gets ejected versus the White Sox after flipping his bat on a called third strike.
A called strike, 3-1. Foul ball, 3-2. Bez. Called strike 3, bottom of the zone, and Arozarena's out of the game. He threw his bat in the air, and Junior Valentine ran him immediately.
Well, that's not a bad thing for the Sox. And he thought that ball was low. I believe that ball had a piece of the plate. Looked to me like it came over probably the bottom of the knee. Ronaldo gets a big strikeout.
After the strike, it was definitely low. I'll be honest. I'll give him that. But he chucked it in the air, throwing it at the little cage where the people are at, that are watching the game. So kind of a crappy thing to do. He shouldn't have done it. He flipped out too much. It happens to the best of us, but I see why he got ejected. He exaggerated it a bit. In other news, the Twin Star outfielder Byron Buxton has no structural damage to his knee after initially suffering knee soreness yesterday. He still is okay. He's doing great. People still don't know what's happening with that. It's one of those things where it's just he always has problems with, he's kind of like Christian McCaffrey in the NFL, where he just kind of has a lot of injuries. Some are bigger than others, but people try to play him like he just doesn't want to play baseball, which I think after getting 2 knee surgeries, I feel like you shouldn't really say that to somebody. In other news, the Atlanta Braves are loosely targeting a May return date for the superstar outfielder Ronald Mckinney Jr., which, just today he actually had his first game back, which was pretty crazy. I don't really understand the whole putting players in rehab, in my opinion. Like, I guess I could see why you would do it, but I've always kind of been confused on it. In other news, I know that Cincinnati's Hunter Green set an MLB record for the most 100-mile-per-hour pitches in one game with 39. That's pretty impressive. He's a young guy, but I'm waiting for the Reds to throw him away like they did to the whole team. So, I just enjoy him while I can. Let's see. The Minnesota Twins have placed right-handed pitcher Sonny Gray on the 10-day injured list with a right hamstring tightness. He is still on the injured list, as I know. The Baltimore Oilers transferred left-handed pitcher John Means for the 10-day IL to a 60-day IL with an elbow sprain. Not a strain as initially thought of. Hope he's okay. Pitchers, when they get injuries like that, it's crazy. Recently DFA'd outfielder, I think, Justin Upton has received interest from several teams, all of whom are looking to take a flyer on him in hopes of flipping him at the deadline. Usually a lot of guys have this happen to them. There's a lot of techniques when it comes to trading in the MLB. Breaking: Angels superstar outfielder Mike Trout exited today's game versus Texas after getting hit in the hand by a pitch.
The next 3-2, and that one hit him. Trout had no chance to get out of the way of that.
I don't think they've confirmed yet what's happened to him, which I don't blame them for. The Baltimore Oilers take 2 of 3 wins from the Yankees and secure their first series win of the season. Not only is this very important, but usually the Yankees are known for just absolutely dominating these poor guys. So for them to get some get back was nice to see. I don't like the Yankees. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the Yankees. And then this is just to give a shout out to this player. He struck out 19 batters. Strike out 19, man. And tossed a perfect game last week. He is a part of a different thing. Like, he's a part of a different league, which is the Japan League. I'm gonna murder this guy's name, Roki Sasaki. And then after that performance, the next game he had 8 perfect innings and 14 strikeouts. So clearly this man's dominating. Wonder if he'll get his chance in the MLB. That'd be exciting to see. You've seen a lot of these Japan players starting to make a way up into the MLB, which is crazy to see. But ever since Otani, they've really made a move. Let's see. Mets superstar right-handed pitcher Jacob deGrom is scheduled to undergo a follow-up MRI on his right shoulder next Monday. If the MRI comes out clean, he'll likely be cleared to begin throwing thereafter. So, he's still been out with injury, which, the Mets very much need him right now. They are desperate for him. And then another news, the Colorado Rockies and left-handed pitcher Kyle Freeland are in agreement on a 5-year, $64 million contract extension. Ooh, no, I do not like that. That is horrible. Why would you do that? Such an overpay. I'd maybe see 30, but 60. Padres. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Speaking of overpays, I forgot to mention this for the NFL news. The Browns paid Denzel Ward over, I think, $100 million, making him the highest paid cornerback in the league.
They paid him that much?
100-something mil. I can't remember the exact number.
Oh my goodness, what a steal! Padres superstar shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. Has reportedly progressed in his rehab towards participating in light on-field activities after undergoing surgery to repair a bone in his left wrist back in March. The big question, which I'm going to ask not only myself but Mike, is: do you think he'll be the same? Personally, with surgeries like this, he's already been kind of affected throughout, that last season. They went from being so good to being so meh. It's kind of crazy how they transformed from being really good to like not even close to making playoffs. And, I don't know. I hope he comes back the same, but, you see players like this have this happen to him. I mean, RG3 in football was a great example. I mean, he was a great quarterback, great player, and then he just went down and was never the same. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to figure that out. I guess it just depends because we see people like Kevin Durant who've had major surgeries and they're back to the same as they were. But we also see other players like RG3. So we'll have to see how that guy handles it.
Yep. So this is very controversial, which I've already showed Mike. And, it's one of these things where I'm going to give the full play-by-play of what happened. So, I don't know if Mike can show this video, but if he can, here it is.
2 on the throw out.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of an elbow to the side of the head, neck area.
See how he's in the path down, you're right. So a runner can go in there. He goes in feet first, trying to get that inside right there. That's a lot of impact right there. A couple of big kids, Stevenson and Voigt.
You can see that it was the Padres and Reds, and their first baseman Luke Voigt, he was coming in, running it home. They threw the ball to Tyler Stevenson, and they collided. It was a pretty good hit. Stevenson got a concussion, but he did get him out. And when I look at this play, I kind of look at it as people are calling it dirty, some aren't. I think it's one of those things where it's just like in NASCAR, how there's a racing incident. Things just happen, and I think this is one of those baseball incidents. And as a Reds fan, I'm not really mad. I guess the only other thing I could see how people could say it's dirty. It's one of those things where it's like the only reason why I'd say it could have been dirty, and I had to see a closer look at it, is because he did have his hands up. And, most of the time when you slide, you put your hands usually like on the dirt, you don't ever really put it on somebody's face where it can really cause them an injury. So, it's one of those things where I really don't have too big of an opinion on it because I could see both sides. But, I guess my opinion, I wouldn't say it's dirty until I see more about it. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, Cam. Personally, I didn't really think it was that dirty. But he did slide way too late. And, I mean, you got to have your hands up a little bit, especially the way he slid. You got to have your hands up just so you can make the slide. But I feel like it was an accident, but definitely an interesting, dumb play, I'd say.
Yeah, and then so, to make it even worse, Tommy Pham on the Padres. Well, he used to be on the Padres, went to the Reds this past season. He said it was dirty, and then later called him out saying, this is how he said. He says that the slide that he did on that Luke Voigt did on Tyler Stevenson was dirty AF. And then he also said that if Luke wants to settle it, I can get down really well. Anything, Muay Thai, whatever. Like I said, I've got an owner here who will let me use his facility. So F him, I'm out.
Sheesh. Tommy Pham won all the smoke.
Tommy Pham wants to throw some hands, man. All right. It's one of those things where I wouldn't really say I wouldn't go that far. Maybe there's some bad blood behind you and the Padres. But, I don't know. To say that you just flat out fight them, I don't really know. And Reds ownership's down in the dumpster fire. So go ahead, man. Might as well. make us look worse. I love it. Now, the last thing we have is a pretty scary moment, which I don't know if we can even show. But what happened was, and this just happened an hour ago, after Red Sox shortstop Trevor Story gets hit in the helmet by a pitch from the Blue Jays right-handed pitcher Jose Barrios. Story would later stay in the game. He would walk to first base, but I mean, a pretty scary hit. They don't really know if he's okay. I think they took him out the game. I'm not sure though, but pretty rough pitch. He took it right on the helmet.
2-1. Oh man, that hit Story.
I may have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I'll send it to you. But yeah, that's it for baseball.
All right, I think that's pretty much all the sports we have news for. So let's get into the top 10 plays of the week. Coming in at number 10 is this Trae Young logo shot.
The Hawks just keep fighting back. Young way outside, puts it in. Trae Young launching it from deep.
And at number 9, great Brooklyn Nets sequence.
Going to make up those last 2 spots in the East. Oh, Durant meets Markkanen high at the rim with the denial. Brown looking for Durant, gives it up. Drummond powers it down and a foul. What a sequence for Brooklyn.
In at number 8, Rafael Devers comes off bag but still manages to stay safe.
He'll torch that one down into the corner. Gets to the wall real fast. Devers heading into third. The throw is there. He's going to dive. And he came off the bag. He got back in there. Oh. And bogey down to second. Boy, it looked like he was dead to rights, but somehow he's safe.
I thought he was going to call him out. Scrambling back to the bag. That is huge that he's safe.
Sheesh. And at number 7, off the fence, off score.
Off the face-off and a drive and a score.
Face-off, but yes.
Wait, let me redo that. Number 7, off the face, off score.
Okay.
Wait, what? That's not off the face off score. Oh, Mike, you worded that weird, man.
It's hockey, but yeah. In at number 6, Stephen Curry and 1 3-pointer.
Curry, and he's fouled. Down it goes, and a chance at 4 for Stephen Curry.
In at number 5, Jason Tatum buzzer beater.
Smart fakes inside. Tatum spins and he puts it in. Celtics go up by 1.
Basket. That's outstanding.
They count it. It's over.
Just look at the possession. He could very well elevate here. Realizes he has the time, is patient, gets into the seams, delivers the on-point pass to Tatum, and he gets it off in the nick of time.
In at number 4, Freddie Freeman, first at bat against the Braves, and it's a homer.
Slices one deep left center field. Freddie Freeman hits his first home run as a Dodger in his first at bat against the Braves.
And at number 3, Alexis Lafreniere between the legs goal.
Lafreniere gets some room between the legs. He scores! Oh, baby, what a goal!
In at number 2, Jonas Valanciunas seals the 8th seed for the Pelicans with this excellent play and layup.
He's got Ingram. Doubled over there. Underneath. It's Valanciunas with the stuff.
And at number 1, 7-year-old makes behind the back goal.
Yeah. Yeah, similar to Trevor Zagaris. But that's going to close out this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
You want me calling now, you wanting what I think. All these women lie.